money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. Make sure you smash that like button. I'm Spencer Raxter. I'm joined by Nick and Chris. And
let's go.
We got Cast with Friendly Ghost sitting in the other chair. Eazy got caught in traffic. He'll be here shortly, but right now we're witnessing an absolute masterclass from Jack Flaherty. He is second already in the MLB in strikeouts in a single game. As of right now, he's got 13 Ks for Jack Flaherty, only with 91 pitches thrown, which is pretty crazy. Tigers are up 1-0 on the St. Louis Cardinals. It is the Jack Flaherty revenge game, and he's going crazy. Nick, how you feeling about Jack Flaherty so far?
We saw some things in spring training where, you know, it gave us promise that Jack Flaherty was bringing back some of his old stuff, and you're pairing that with Chris Fetter, the best pitching coach in all of baseball. You're seeing the reason they brought him in today. His stuff is working, and playing in Comerica Park, that's for sure.
Yeah, stuff's working for sure. So 13 strikeouts already through 7 innings. Not even 7 innings yet. 1 out in the 7th is pretty wild. This guy, Jack Flaherty's going nuts.
Spenmo.
Yes.
This game is basically the epitome of the Detroit Tigers season in one game so far. 1-0 Tigers on a Riley Green home run. Jack Flaherty, a starting pitcher, dealing, getting ready to pass it to the bullpen, who's been pretty lights out.
There is Jack Flaherty's 14th strikeout, tying him for the most strikeouts in a single game so far in this MLB season. Just insane stuff. And you're right, Nick. This has been the Tigers in a nutshell. They just can't hit the ball, but getting elite pitching. And that's what they've gotten from Jack Flaherty so far today. And it looks like that'll be the end of the day for him. Hinch is taking the ball from him. 93 pitches, no earned runs, and 14 strikeouts for Jack Flaherty. Getting a standing ovation there at Comerica Park. Much deserved, and probably the best pitching performance of that young man's career.
Yeah, I don't know if he's had a no-hitter in his past in the Cardinals when he was flirting with Cy Young's. I think he was flirting with it a couple times, but love to see that out of Jack Flaherty, and love to see this rotation just keep on balling out. And we talked about it. This team's going to need to hit. I don't know if we're going to dial into it at all today, but Tariq Skubal leading the league in whip and wins. Yeah. And then you think about at the back end of your bullpen, Jason Foley leading the league in saves. This is a great recipe when it comes to this pitching. Can the offense catch up?
Yeah, where the hell is Matt Chapman? Why don't we have Matt Chapman to save us? No, we've got Riley Green, and that's about it so far this year.
Your boy.
Canna's been hitting the ball well, yes, and hopefully getting guys like Ibanez and Gio Urshela back will help this offense a little bit, because Ibanez is officially returning. They sent our guy Buddy Kennedy down to AAA, recalling Andy Ibanez. So hopefully that will help. Hopefully that will get the bats a little jump start, bringing those guys in who were hitting the ball well before they got injured. Yeah,
I think Ibanez will help, but it's these are guys that, Urshela as well, he'll help when it comes to at least, a single or, maybe a double, but these guys, Ibanez maybe a little extra base pop, but it's just, I don't know where it's going to come from if it's not with the prospects that were built up in this system, guys like Meadows, Colt Keith, and the big boy, Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, Torkelson needs to get his head out of his ass. That's number one. Torkelson needs to get going. He needs to get out there and make some things happen, but he hasn't so far. So we'll see. Hopefully he can do that soon. And enough about that. Let's hear what people are dying to hear about, because Kendrick Lamar today. Okay, so I'm going to preface this. If any of you see Jeff Ifrady on the streets or wherever you might see Jeff Ifrady, just be easy on it. Just take it easy on the kid. He's had 2 goats die in the past 2 days. Yesterday, he had to see his goat, LeBron James, get knocked out of the playoffs again by the Denver Nuggets again. And today, his goat, Drake, was put in a body bag. So next time you see Jeff, wherever that might be, hint, hint, drop an RIP Jeff into the chat or say RIP Jeff for me. Chris, what would you take about Kendrick Lamar's response to one Drizzy Drake?
I thought it was good, but I'm waiting to see because both sides of T's going nuclear. We haven't gotten there yet. I had the discussion on the Rap Cave pod last week, and people were saying, "Oh, it's taking Kendrick so long. This better be an ether." That seemed to be the narrative. And when in reality, if you do the math, Kendrick actually responded faster than Drake did. But we'll leave that to side. But as far as the record goes, it was good. It was 6 minutes of rapping. He took jabs. He responded to everything Drake said and added some more jabs. And I think he took some different angles that people weren't expecting. And now he basically has painted Drake in the picture of I am on the side of the culture. The culture respects me and what I do, and they all think that you're goofy and you're a clown. And so now it's going to be interesting to see how Drake handles that part of it. But Kendrick did it all. He flipped it good, like the 20v1 narrative that Drake was trying to get off to try and help him and control his narrative. Kendrick was like, it's a 20v1 when you factor in all your ghostwriters. So, like, I'm the one facing the 20v1, not you. So, it was good. Lots of good disses in there. Lots of funny moments and quotable moments. So, I enjoyed it.
Eazy, you got Nick stressing. He's looking around trying to see if the doors are actually locked. I'm pretty sure he was just joking, Nick, because the doors are open. So, don't worry.
Those back ones lock up sometimes.
Yeah, no, but he could just come to the front if he's really worried.
If he's booking it.
He was stressing. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I agree with you, Chris. It was great. I thought it was a great response. It was Kendrick just throwing absolute shots for 6 straight minutes. He did a Canadian accent halfway through it to drop some bars, which was hilarious. And he put in some things there that people have to you got to look at. When I know Drake fans don't love to listen to actual rap, so they're not really going to get some of the stuff that Kendrick said in this, but that was actual hip-hop. That was an actual diss track with him just absolutely shitting on this man for 6 minutes straight.
Kendrick had, slick quotables in there. Like, he attacked a lot of the angles, but he did it slick. Like, with the Cole and Drake thing, he said, I see 2 ghosts, and they're hugging and kissing on stage. Like, he does things in a very slick way, and also I think Euphoria kind of hints to something that, obviously Drake produces a TV show called Euphoria, which is about a certain age demographic, and I think Kendrick is smartly playing on that there. So he does his disses with levels to it, which is why I think he can go further in this beef, because he can be direct without being direct each time. And so now next time he can take that to another step and another level. But I don't know, man. It's interesting. Both sides are acting like they have a nuke on their side and they just haven't used it yet. So one side is bluffing, and we're going to see which side it is. But I expect Drake to come back with a strong response probably in the next week or so. I think Drake is a fast writer, so he'll get something. But we'll see where Kendrick does next.
You think Drake's team is fast writing? So, well, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I'm sure this is not the end of this, and you're going to hear some updates from us.
Yeah.
The name of the song is Euphoria. RJ Graham. It is out on all. It's out on all streaming platforms. He dropped it on YouTube. It's anywhere you can find it. It's called Euphoria. It's pretty fire. He goes absolutely nuts.
One more thing, man. That heart, I know we talked about that Heart Part 4 callback was nice.
The Heart Part 4 callback. Him dropping it today on National Sons Day, or National Children's Day. What was it? National Children's Day is when he dropped the diss track. There was the beginning of the song. There's something played in reverse.
Yeah.
And when you reverse what it is, it's I'm a liar. Everything was a lie from The Wiz. Yeah. And it's Michael Jackson played the Scarecrow in the movie The Wiz.
Oh, see.
So that's him saying that. It's just insane depth behind these jabs that Kendrick put in there. I love it, man.
That's what he does, man. That's why I'm saying, that's why I think Kendrick can go further in this beef, is because he can do that, and then the next time he can come with it directly.
Yeah.
And be like, you're a pedophile, you're this, you're that. He can jump out the window and be like, okay, now let's really talk. But in reality, he's been referencing it. That's why I like the Heart Part 4 callback, because everybody's been saying, Drake's been trying to say through academics that, I've wanted the smoke. Kendrick's been afraid.
Yeah.
Kendrick's literally calling back to a record 7 years ago where he said, I want the smoke, come get the smoke, and Drake didn't jump. So yeah. I think he does a good job of subtly attacking, and I think it's going to play well for him in this beef. But either side can win, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Everything they said about me was true. That's what it says at the beginning in reverse. DNC ENT says, all of these rap beefs fake as hell. Everyone just so happens to be beefing at the same time, right? No, Kendrick actually legitimately hates Drake. Oh, there we go.
Everybody
couple back-to-back hits for the Tiger, a walk for Carpenter, and then Torkelson got a single up the middle. You like to see that. But Kendrick legitimately hates Drake. Like he made that apparent on this track.
He said what? He said this isn't about who's the greatest. This is about love and hate. Let me make it clear. I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you talk.
Yeah,
I hate your fake accent.
Even that was a callback to DMX on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
When he said, I hate Drake, I hate his fits, I hate his haircut, I hate the way he talks. Like it's just like it's a masterpiece when you break down actually where all of this came from, what he's calling back, the different things. It's just Kendrick being the GOAT. And like Drake didn't want this smoke for a reason. J. Cole bowed out of this for a reason.
Yeah.
Still caught a stray. J. Cole apologized. Still caught a stray. But I'm excited, man. This is great for music. This is great for rap. I'm excited to see what Drake says in response. Yeah. I can't wait to bump it in because I heard it knocks in the car.
Oh man, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I've thrown it on the speaker. I've thrown it on the speaker and I've thrown it in the car. And yeah, it just when that beat switch comes in.
Oh yeah.
Which you know Kendrick was always gonna do that little like soft little start and then have a nasty beat switch and go like that's kind of his MO. So
the end was hype.
The end was hype. It was all, I loved all of it, honestly. I thought it was great.
And in other news, Billie Eilish coming to Little Caesars Arena.
Oh, yeah, dude, other news. Billie Eilish coming to Little Caesars Arena. Whoa. But yeah, we got a big show lined up for you. We will have Eazy in studio today, so that's going to be awesome.
That's going to be big.
We're going to have Al's going to join us in the second hour. We got a lot to talk about. Lions, Red Wings, Steven Stamkos, possibly. Tigers got a doubleheader going. We got a lot to talk about, but first, let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of that for just $10 a month, no commitment. Cole Keat beat out a ground ball double play just now to save for one out, so man on third, man on first, one out. You get all that for just $10, $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's Planet Fitness close by, more than 50 in Metro Detroit, and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And the Tigers are actually challenging the out at second because it looks like he never touched the bag. So it might be bases loaded, nobody out. We'll see. Planet Fitness.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around. Who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Get some brand new
Merch.
They got hoodies, tees, hats, everything. They even got the new world record setting 775,000 people attending the Detroit Lions draft this last weekend. So shout out to y'all once again. You can get that and all sorts of cool merch at woodwardsports.com by clicking the shop tab today. So go and get yourself some brand new
Merch.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back
hate that.
to the Woodward Heavyweights live
I
on
hate that you did
woodwardsports.com. Make sure you smash the like button for Nick, or we can't feed him this week. We got Nick, we got Chris,
Yes.
I am Spencer. Eazy will be here, maybe. We got Al coming in later. Tigers right now, first and third. They did not pass the challenge, so there was one out. First and third, one out. McKinstry up the bat. He's got 2 strikes. He just swung through an ugly, ugly pitch. Let's see what happens here. We need put the ball in play. You just got to put the ball in play. Okay, he fouls it off, staying alive. All McKinstry needs to do here is get a pop-up deep enough to score Carpenter from third. That's all you need. You don't need to be a hero. Don't swing for the fences. Just put the ball in play. Who you got behind you? Oh, shit. All right, well, you know.
Are we pinch hitting behind?
Yeah.
Who is it? Gana.
No, Carson Cooper. Or Carson Kelly.
Okay.
Carson Kelly's hitting. Ooh, look out. All right, 2-2. We are going to update you more on this game, but we do have a Red Wings topic for you guys to start the show off. The Red Wings, obviously, are right on the pinnacle. They are right on the spot of being a team to compete for a Stanley Cup championship even. Obviously, you need to get in the playoffs first, but you feel like they're a piece or two away from being a real contender in the playoffs. We saw Toronto fall apart in the first round again. It might be time for them to blow it up. That might be something that you can't come back from. We saw people chirping each other on the bench. They continuously underperform when it gets to the playoffs. They have some nice pieces that the Red Wings could be interested in. Another nice piece that the Red Wings could be interested in is one Steven Stamkos, who is not on a deal with Tampa Bay for next year, could quite possibly have just played his last game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. We know he's got the ties to the Yzerman. Nick, is any of that a realistic possibility for the Red Wings going after somebody like a Mitch Marner or a Steven Stamkos?
So I think Stamkos would probably be the higher possibility there because he is older and you don't have to give up assets to get him besides the money. You know, the big contract. Maybe it's a 1 or 2 year deal, but it's high cash per year compared to a guy like Marner where you are giving up high-end prospects. But if you're bringing in a guy like Marner who's putting up over a point per game, obviously you're going to have to spend. You're going to have to deal some of these high-end prospects that you think of a Casper or you think about a Danielson. One guy that's untouchable to me, it's our guy Axel.
Yes.
He just won the SHL championships over across the seas.
Makarish.
Yes, Makarish extremely. Which guy do you think, I mean, would you be willing to give up on a lot of our blue chip type prospects if that deal gets done?
If it was Mitch
for
Marner, yes, I would do that. I would make the trade for Mitch Marner if I was Steve Yzerman. I don't know how he feels about that, but that is something that I would look to do because that is a solidified guy in the NHL. That is a solidified stud in the NHL, and is someone that this team could use. Now, I don't know if the Leafs are willing to part from him, but it's not working in Toronto. They're going to have to do something to change some things up unless they want to keep failing in the first round. Oh, you got to the second round once in the Austin Matthews era. Like, congratulations. They just continuously fail with that team, and I think they got to blow it up. And the Steven Stamkos stuff, Dabber says Stamkos isn't coming to Detroit. We didn't think Patrick Kane would come to Detroit either.
True.
They got him here.
Very
If they
true.
can't re-sign Kane, I think that's a guy that they'd look at. Obviously, the ties with Steve Yzerman, but I don't think it's crazy to think they would take a shot at Steven Stamkos if they can't re-sign a Patrick Kane.
Yeah, these are 2 top line players that immediately become your best player on your team. Stamkos, where he's at in his career, and then, where Dylan Larkin's at, honestly, it's like, if you could get those 2 as a 1-2 punch up the middle, like, it becomes so much of a better team where you can actually talk about, even when Larkin going out, like, the 7-game skid or 7 or 8 game skid would not have happened. You know, we would have gotten a point there. We would have gotten into the playoffs. And honestly, I think we would have hung with the Rangers a lot better than the Capitals did when it came down to it. But this, in my eyes, I don't know. It is more of a pipe dream talk because it's Stevie, and we know he doesn't love dishing out those massive deals.
Yeah.
And both of these guys, I feel like, would take a lot of money.
I
Do
don't
you
know
think
if-
Steve would
I
actually
don't
take
know
a
if-
shot at a top line center?
I think so. I think he knows that you need that on this team. I don't think Stammer would take that much. Honestly, everybody's saying Stamkos is going to ask for this much, ask for that much. I don't think I think he would go to a situation where if he could win another cup or fight for another cup, he'd take a little bit back, and I think Steve Yzerman would be a good guy to convince him that he could do that in Detroit.
Yeah, for me, if
Marner's going to take, obviously, a bunch of prospects and a bunch of money, but...
Yeah, but if you are going to pay a guy, Mitch Marner's the type of guy that I want to pay. Because I think he makes guys like Riley Green, I mean, God damn it, Lucas Raymond so much better. And you think about our young guys that are coming up, I would 100% give up a guy like Nate Danielson. I would rather keep him and give up a guy like Casper. But if you had to give up a guy like Danielson to get a guy like Marner in here, I would 100% of the time. So, I mean, obviously in my eyes, I think Sider, Raymond are untouchable.
Yes.
But besides that, I mean...
I think we'll see. We'll see what
obviously
Steve Yzerman,
Larkin, but...
We'll see what Steve Yzerman does. I know he likes to hang on to his guys, but that could be a potential. There could be some potential there. And we do have Mark Canha coming in here to pinch hit in the 9 spot. Carson Kelly drew a walk to get on base, so it's the bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Tigers up 1-0. Oh no, Mark Canha accidentally changed the channel.
Bullpen visit.
Tigers coming up. We got the head coach. Is that just the pitching coach, or is that the head coach? Are they pulling him? We'll see here. But the Tigers are in business here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. This Red Wings stuff though, it could go either way, honestly. I don't know what Steve Yzerman's going to do personally.
Yeah, I think they have so many elite prospects in the system where maybe not elite, but you have high-end type guys.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about Casper Danielson, Sandin Palinka, you got the goalies. Like, all of these guys, all of them aren't going to pan out.
Yes.
So if you can sell high on some of them for proven NHL talent, we know what happened in the lottery all those years. We were not able to get high enough to get that number 1 type center. I don't believe we have it in this system. I think Danielson can be upside of like a Dylan Larkin type guy. Mm-hmm. And then I think Casper is like, honestly, like a third center, you know? And I don't even know if he'd be an elite third from what I've seen numbers wise when it comes to the Griffins he's put up this year. But I mean, Game 5 tonight, I hope, and I think all of Detroit hopes Toronto gets blown out in ugly fashion. Yeah. I think that's what would help this team out tremendously if they want to blow it up, or if we want them to blow it up.
Boston's going to put the sword in them. They're done. Like, the Maple Leafs are done. It's over. Chris, how do you feel about this? Would you like to see the Red Wings go after one of these guys?
Yeah, because I have trust that Stevie Y has an amazing, impeccable ability to build up, so I'm all for selling those pieces to then in the future rebuild that and retool that. I think Nick made an excellent point that you're right that not all of them are going to pan out, or you're just simply going to have too many prospects that you can't give the proper development to, and you can't bring them up to the level that you want to get them to, which is the pros, and ultimately make them contributing players on win now teams. So you have to sell on some of your prospects. I mean, every team, every fan base loves having a team full of young talent, but the truth is that you can't always keep that young talent, and that's true for every single sport. So if I'm Steve Yzerman, I trust that he's going to be able to cash in, get the right guy, and I think what he did with DeBrincat this offseason, like, that shows me that, okay, he's going to get his guy, and he's going to get it for a good value too, because he's going to play hardball. He's not going to cave. He's not going to wait. I remember the price for DeBrincat was originally expected to be higher in the offseason. So I think this is Stevie's bag, and I'm just wondering, Spencer, how much of a jump do you think they can take if they make a move? I know that's a tough question to ask because you don't know who they're bringing in, but how much of a jump? Because this was a team that was a near playoff team, and probably it was playing at a playoff level for a majority of the season before the tail end.
Yeah, and Mark Canha strikes out with the bases loaded to end the 7th inning. Tigers still up 1-0. That's tough. Hit right there would have been huge for this game, but they're still in the lead. So if the bullpen can hold it down, we can claw out another 1-0 victory. Yeah, I mean, I think a guy like Stamkos or Marner would make this team jump from a not in the playoff or a playoff contender to a second round team. Like, this is a team, if you get Marner or Stamkos, you put them on this roster, it's a team that can win a playoff series. And I don't think that's too crazy to expect.
I just kind of did a little mock shin right here that'll kind of get you thinking when we're talking about top prospects that you'd have to give up along with draft capital to go for a guy like Mitch Marner, would you do Spenmo, Nate Danielson, Carter Mazer, a first rounder and a second rounder this season for Mitch Marner?
That's a lot.
That's the type of trade that we're talking.
Yeah.
We're talking high end, almost NHL ready talent if you want to go out and get a guy, a superstar like Mitch Marner.
That's a lot.
It's so much, but would you be willing to do it? You got to pay him too.
Fuck yeah, probably not. Honestly, we put it like that. Like that is that is a lot to give up. That's 2 of your top 5 prospects and 2 picks. I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
would you?
If it was Casper instead of Danielson, I would. But I think Danielson's gonna be, kind of at a Dylan Larkin type level in this league, which I think is extremely valuable. So I would not do it if it was Danielson. But if you could put Casper in there instead of him, I would. But these are the type of moves that we actually have to think about now. And it's like, we know Stevie is not content, but he's not going to force this, which you guys know I was disappointed we didn't make the playoffs. I had the expectations that we would, but he's not going to force it. We've seen it before. I wanted him to make moves this season at the deadline. He didn't do that. He's not going to force any of this, but hopefully it's a disaster in Boston tonight, and hopefully Toronto gets 100% blown out, and maybe they sell a little bit lower on him.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I do expect Boston to take this one, the series clincher here, but you never know. I mean, I hate Toronto, so I want them to lose every single game possible. We'll see what happens. But first, tell us about Feldman, Nick.
Yes, sir. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast and convenient first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out PremierPetSupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
After an accident, people need to hire a lawyer more than any other time, so make Feiger Law your first call. 1-800-A-WINNER. That's 1-800-A-WINNER. Their team of trial lawyers will get you the money you deserve. Feiger Law, all we do is win.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spimo Rax, young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, and of course, a.k.a. Detroit Mario. Let me get that in there.
Let's go.
We are joined by the football guy, Al, fresh off the Detroit Lions 2024 draft. Al, I know you've been itching to get to it. How you feeling?
Feeling better than you guys could imagine. I don't think in our wildest dreams that was going to be our draft class, obviously. But for us to have a weakness at cornerback last year, similar to 2022 when our linebacker room was terrible. What did we do? All of a sudden last year, we had too many guys at linebacker. We used a first-round pick on Jack Campbell the year before. Now we used 4 top 100 picks to turn it into Terrion Arnold, a top 10 freaking player in the class, the number 1 cornerback in the class, a top 32 corner in Ennis Rakestraw Jr., and also Carlton Davis. 4 top 100 picks. All of a sudden, look at our cornerback room.
Yeah.
We're adding Brian Branch to that mix. Like, that is incredible. I couldn't be more pumped about it.
Yeah, I saw somebody put it on our video from yesterday. We clipped us talking about that cornerback room, and they mentioned that those 2 corners were the top 2 against the run in this draft class. On top of the fact that, like, AG already knows how to scheme against the run. Those guys are great on their perimeters on top of that. Listen, it's going to be a good year for the defense, for sure.
We have a type. I was going to mention that we just so happen to take those 2 are almost clones of each other.
Yeah.
A lesser version and Ennis the Menace, but the fact that they're both excellent in press man coverage, right? Like, we have a type. We know how we want to scout cornerbacks moving forward. Physical, aggressive, sticky, but they're also mentally tough. They're confident. They're competitive. And, then all of a sudden, they're also good against the run. You can say that about both Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw Jr., and it's pretty crazy that they both happen to fall to us.
Which one of those guys do you think is going to get that starting spot? Because obviously there's going to be a lot of fighting for starting spots, but we assume that outside cornerback 2 is going to go to one of either Terrion Arnold or Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Who would you put your money on?
Or Amik Robertson.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and I liked what Chris was saying yesterday about it too, is I think that initially Amik is going to get the CB2 spot because I do think they brought him in for his qualities as an outside cornerback, what he showed last year as an outside cornerback. But, and I know we don't have to, this isn't a 2020 situation with Jeff Okuda. It couldn't be more apples and alligators comparison. And
he's going to turn on the light. He's wanting to see his new shorts.
I know, I was going to say 6 shorts, dude. Yeah, so I think eventually Terrion Arnold in training camp, it won't be forced, but he's going to earn the starting job for week 1. He's too good. Yeah. It's undeniable, his talent. So I think we'll go into week 1 with a starting defensive back room of Carlton Davis, CB1, Terrion Arnold, CB2, Brian Branch at nickel, in some base situations playing safety, and then obviously Kirby Joseph and Ifedu Malifanu.
Okay. I was going to ask that because I know Dan Campbell spoke about Brian Branch playing a little bit more safety this year. If it ends up that being the case, who do you think takes on that nickel role?
That's a good question. I heard you guys mention Amik yesterday, and I really think that they're going to keep him out, develop him as an outside cornerback, despite his size, despite his experience there. I think we could almost get a situation where Ennis Rakestraw Jr. slides in there.
That's what I was thinking, if it's going to be Terrion on the outside, yeah.
Yeah,
or
so we could,
yeah.
So we could have Brian Branch back there, and then depending on situation, Kirby or Melifonwu, and then kick Rakestraw inside, who he has experience there. I think he started there a few games as a sophomore and eventually came up. I mean, Rakestraw Jr., I saw Nate Tice, he compared him to Carlton Davis Jr., or the third. So, like, we have a type, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Both, I saw comparisons for both our guys to Devin Witherspoon at some point.
I heard.
Yeah.
But I really like him. Nate Tice said Ennis Rakestraw Jr.'s energy reminds him of Cyclops from the X-Men, that, like, you literally got to get the visor over him. You got to tame that energy because he's infectious. And I think both those guys bring that to the table. So he could slide in. I don't think we want to throw that at him too early or too often, but I think he could cross-train there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy because, like, the versatility with these guys, you literally could throw any of them in there outside of Carlton Davis, probably at the nickel spot. Like,
truly,
they're all like kind of interchangeable. I believe Terrion Arnold even played a little bit of safety too, if I'm not mistaken.
That's where he started as a freshman.
Yeah,
sophomore. I mean, he redshirted scout team. So yeah, he's got experience there, and it'd be anyone but Davis, I think. He played like a quarter of the snaps last year at Alabama in the slot because he was carrying wide receivers.
Yeah.
So they all have experience.
And the next pick the Lions make in this draft is someone I'm not, afraid to admit that I'd never heard of. This is a guy out of British Columbia in Giovanni Manu, just an absolute monster. Yeah. I know you've heard of him, and you've probably broken down every piece of film.
I tried to tell you guys, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are they getting in Giovanni Manu? And they said they could see him as a guard. Is that possible?
That was too loaded of things for me. I was like, I wanted to discuss him as a selection. Now we got to dive into that.
Yeah.
Well, first off, Nick, do you know that I now have to buy a car from Eazy? Because I was driving to the episode. I was driving to listen to the episode yesterday, and I heard you try and pronounce Jordan Mailata.
Yeah.
And butcher it so bad, I immediately crashed my car. Multiple people on the road crashed their car. The lights on the streets went out. I got to do better about that.
Al, you remind me of Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker right now, man. There he is over here. No, just kidding. Yeah, I never heard the name before, so yeah, that was probably should have figured that one out before getting on it.
And if we're starting with Mailata, I think we got to temper expectations for Lions fans that I don't think he's really going to be ready to start in Manu, that is, to start until year 3. Yeah. Similar to Mailata, they had a 2-year plan for him with the Eagles under Jeff Stoutland, a very similarly well-coached offensive line coach. So, I don't know. The Tongan Tower of Terror, I think he'll get some.
I like that. Did you come over with that, or was that already?
Yeah, I said that when his pro day was popping up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Sounds like a wrestling name.
But the fact
was Innis the Menace a thing too, by the way, or is that also?
That was off the cuff. That's
dope. All right.
Yeah.
Keep going. I apologize.
But the fact that Giovanni Manu had 11 visits after his pro day told me that Brad Holmes had some intel that someone was going to take him in the 4th round. Like, he went up for a reason that is too big of a freak of nature athlete with his raw tools. Very unpolished, very off balance at times. I think you mentioned it yesterday. But someone was going to take him, and now he's going to play guard.
No, I don't.
It threw me off. I really thought I felt confident about OT3 if he.
Well, also, like, how often do you see outside when Dan Skipper had to fill in? How often do you see 6'8"? Yeah,
there has
6'7"
never
guards.
been a 6'8" guard.
I think if anything, because we had this conversation, I think I put it in the first or one of the topics. Are they prepping him to take over at right tackle? Just get him on the right side of the line.
Move to the right, slide, and then slowly.
Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe that's it. Because I don't see him playing guard, dude. I really don't. And obviously, you just signed Penei Sewell. Taylor Decker's in the back half of what he's got going on. I love Taylor Decker, by the way, but like I'm reading the tea leaves here. Am I wrong?
No, I had that same thought that, like, let's get him comfortable there because he played left guard a little bit, I think, his sophomore year. I mean, he's been starting at UBC since his freshman year. He got 6 starts at left guard. So let's get him comfortable. I mean, we're throwing a lot at him. The NFL, interior position, right side. But yeah, so eventually transition easier to that right tackle spot.
And real quick, I'm just thinking all those weird trick plays to do with like Taylor Decker or Penei Sewell. I mean, we talked about his basketball highlights and just that 4'9". Hey, that might be your new Dan Skipper out
be a weapon in
running routes. Yeah, to be honest with you,
30 points a game.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because he wasn't even really playing offensive line as much. He grew like 6 inches and 80 pounds in between like freshman and sophomore year of high school.
What?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
Probably completely changed. He wasn't a post player in basketball when he got to Canada.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. It's like Anthony Davis grew like a foot, I think, between his junior and senior year.
Yeah,
he showed up and he was 7 feet tall, and they're like, oh, shit. Well, looking at what Brad Holmes gave up to get him, he gave up a 3rd-round pick to move up in the 4th round. Is that too rich for your blood, or how do you feel about that trade? Because I didn't really like it.
I don't love giving up future assets, and we are looking thin next year. But if he's an above-average starting tackle in 3 to 4 years, it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
And if he had that intel, I mean, 11 other teams visited with him. He had to visit the Lions on a Sunday just to cram in the last days before the draft.
Yeah.
Like, there was interest. So I'm going to trust Brad Holmes on this one. I'm very frugal with my picks. I love as many scratch-off lottery tickets as possible, but I'm going to trust him on this one.
I got 2 more minutes to break. I figured we jump a little bit early, come back. I want to ask you about Mekhi Wingo, as well as, I guess, Sione. I feel like he's a special teams guy.
Mahogany.
Yeah, Mahogany, too.
Yeah.
That's right. You dug deep in this offensive line class. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you're the perfect guy to talk to about those guys. All right, well, let's go to break a little bit early. Spinny, you mind telling us about Guardian Alarm?
Let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay the heck out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
What's up, brother? Make sure you check out Dispo Dispensary, your local campus plug. With over 12 locations across the great state of Michigan, they got the best atmosphere, the best bud, name brands, the best bud tenders and all. They'll match any price that you bring in from another legit dispensary. I used to work there. You said people try to bring up, I forget the website. It's like illegal as hell. But make sure you guys get in there. You got the best deals. Dispo Dispensary, your local campus plug. I'm trying to think of the name of that website. And maybe I probably shouldn't give it out.
Yeah, definitely do not give it out.
Yeah, you're right. You
While
know what I'm talking about, though?
an ad for Dispo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Weedmap?
No, Weedmaps hooks you up with Dispo. It's a site where you literally buy, like, I don't even feel comfortable, fungi and wild stuff. People are like, you said you match deals. I'm like, brother, this is an illegal website.
Yeah.
Either way, welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, Spin More Rax.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Detroit Mario,
Let's go.
Al, the football guy in the building, the nickname dropper, the tongue Tower of Terror, and it's the menace. You're on fire today, man. Tell us more about, I guess, wherever you want to start it. I'm more excited to talk about Mekhi Wingo, but I know you did a lot of homework on Christian Mahogany.
We can start with Mekhi.
Okay.
Let's do
Because
it.
I think that's one guy that we all weren't as familiar with.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he transferred from Missouri, and within 2 years, as a true junior, was team captain, had won the Iron Tiger Award for best work ethic.
Hell yeah.
Went and led their first mission trip to Africa, led them at the SEC Media Days, rocked their prestigious number 18, which is like the tradition they've had since their 2003 national championship. It checked every box. I mean, he was a tier 1 on Eric Schlitz from Pride of Detroit's grit index. But
Hell yeah.
it also makes sense because he's 21. He's a little looser in the pants where he's a one-gapper. He can fill in for 15 snaps a game behind Aleem McNeil. And he's still so raw. I mean, he just turned 21 2 weeks ago. And he had elite short shuttle and 20 shuttle. So he can one gap and he can penetrate. If he's fresh, just go out there give me your all for 10 snaps a game next year when Aleem needs a buzz. And maybe Levi gets some, but and then on third down, what if we got Aleem McNeil? What if we got Mekhi Wingo at the same time on the interior and Aiden and James Houston or whoever it may be?
His get off is insane.
How the hell he was a top 100 player?
I don't understand. I guess that's because I was maybe because he doesn't really have a lot of secondary pass rush moves.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's good with his hands. I was watching I saw him use an extension, so he's strong as all hell too.
He broke his high school squat record. Just to fill you in there, he was also a weightlifter.
I have zero clue why this guy fell. Honestly,
Dane Brugler described him as not quite as explosive a version of Ed Oliver.
Okay.
Which, if he's falling to us, that's exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, he ran a 4.85. You are getting a 6'1", 280-pound guy that can shoot between the tackle and the guard and be disruptive, especially if we're not going to put a lot on his plate to start.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell? The Bengals took McKinley Jackson in the 3rd round, a defense tackle who does nothing. He doesn't 2-gap. He doesn't 1-gap. I just don't understand.
From Ohio State win the 3rd round, too, I'm pretty sure, too.
Yeah, Mike Hall Jr.
Yeah.
And he had some personality possible red flags. I know we did our homework on him.
Mm-hmm.
I clearly just read you guys 9 bullet points of why Mekhi Wingo couldn't fit more in this Detroit Lions locker room.
Yeah, and when I heard that he played in LSU's bowl game this year, like,
how cool.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm the captain, I gotta be there for my guy. Like, that's such a Dan Campbell ass thing for a player to do.
Got hurt in October.
Yeah.
Could have shut it down. It wasn't for the college football playoffs. And he came back for his boys, who elected him captain after being only there 1 year, in August or whatever. Unbelievable.
I can't do anything but smile. Like, I got
I think
goosebumps.
it could be the steal of the draft.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I messaged a few other people too to make sure I wasn't like fanboying because obviously I'm a Detroit Lions fan. No, like nationally, this guy is. Everyone's kind of how did he fall? What's going on here?
If he has 4 to 5 sacks and 10 QB hits next year as our backup defensive tackle, a year from now, would any of us be surprised?
No.
Yeah.
And he had limited snaps at LSU for those 5 sacks too, on top of the injury.
Yeah, well, because you saw that the Jaguars took half their other defensive tackles, took Mason Smith, took Jordan Jefferson. Like, he had a deep defensive tackle room.
Yeah.
So, but he played 55 snaps a game. That was the big thing is, if we need to, Mekhi Wingo can play snaps if we need him.
Yeah. Dog, absolute dog.
And looking at the other guy they got, me and Eazy kind of talked about this, like the first 2 picks after the first 2 picks.
Made you feel better?
The next 2 were, they feel like the guys you'd get in the 5th and 6th round compared to the guys we actually got in the 5th and 6th round. And so looking at Christian Mahogany, I know you liked him a lot. Break down what he brings.
Wingo the dingo.
Wingo.
Getting involved.
What does Christian Mahogany bring?
The 6th round picks felt like that Pepto-Bismol. You're like, all right, we did trade some picks. Like, I was almost going to suggest we talk about them first. I'm still excited about the 4th round guys.
Yeah.
But these guys, you see a future with them where they could be starters, 30, 40 snap guys. But, yeah, the big thing with Mahogany's Meals on Wheels, I swear, every time you see him pulling, he is delivering pancakes.
Yeah.
He has elite lateral burst. If he has someone lined up on a tracks, it's similar to Sione Vaki. He flattens them. I mean, and he has bad intentions. We saw from everyone. Obviously, Brad Holmes called him a New Jersey dirtbag.
Love it.
I think Dane Brugler called him a club bouncer. I saw another person, Brandon Thorne, offensive line expert, said 2 things about him. He is a classic ballroom brawler.
Yeah.
And he gave him his accolade for the most powerful offensive lineman in this draft.
Wow.
Brandon Thorne knows offensive line more than anyone.
Yeah.
He said the most powerful. To be called a barroom brawler, a dirtbag, a bouncer, and we got him in the 6th round, and he doesn't have to play right away. I mean, it's similar to, like, maybe it was medical issues, but that was the same thing with Trey Smith, who fell to the Chiefs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's probably going to get a second contract with the Chiefs, and he's got 2 Super Bowl rings. I just don't think it made sense, and he fell to the perfect spot. I mean, he probably was a first-round pick if he didn't tear his ACL in 2022. That's the biggest thing is he was coming off of 2021, and he was so good. And he's athletic. He's like the 61st most athletic guard of all time from all of the scouting. Like, he aced the 40. He aced the vert.
I didn't get that because I hear a lot of people saying, like, he wasn't athletic. I'm like, the little bit I got to watch, I didn't even watch like a whole game. I'm like, he looks pretty fucking athletic to me.
He just wasn't quite as good in 2023 as 2021. That he was a year removed from the ACL. Now he'll be 2 years removed. And we really, as long as there's no degenerative knee issues, and we're not doctors, we're not in the Lions, we don't have that information. But as long as he can even bounce back more last year, this guy could be a 10-year player here.
Yeah. And a quick update on the Tigers. They just St. Louis just tied the game up with 3 straight hits in the top of the 9th inning with 1 out off of Shelby Miller. So it's a 1-1 game. Men on 1st and 3rd and 1 out in the top of the 9th.
I know, like, the highlights they play of him, too. Like, I see him pulling the same way Jonah Jackson was used. That's why I'm not really buying into the Tongan Tower Terror playing that right guard spot because that feels like Christian Mahogany could just step right in there if Zeitler decides to retire.
Mahogany did play there in 2020. So we could have Mahogany at left guard next to Penny Sewell eventually someday. and then we're kicking out Giovanni Manu as right tackle. I mean, it's nice to have interior depth, especially just right now at the guard spot.
If my whatever how you want to call that prediction or whatever, if it's not true, if it doesn't come true, and the Tongan Tower of Terror is playing right guard alongside Penei Sewell, Jahmyr Gibbs, you better lock him in your fantasy dynasty leagues for a long, long time because they're gonna be putting in work.
Great catch there by Wenzel Perez, but it is a sack fly. St. Louis Cardinals take the lead 2-1.
Love Spenny getting his Sky Hansen on right now. Also, Mahogany checks the team captain box. And similar to just about all of our players, he won a state championship in high school.
Oh, hell yeah!
Mahogany won a state championship in high school. Wingo won a state championship in high school. Sione Vaki won a state championship in high school. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. lost the state championship back-to-back years, his junior and senior year. Won on a Hail Mary, which we've all probably seen the clip on Sports Center. Weirdly, just like a lot of team captains, a lot of guys that win state championships in high school. It's
what they like.
Only I would know if they win their high school championships.
I just was noticing, I'm just like every one of these guys has a track record.
UDFAs. I know there's a lot of times people say follow money when it comes to that. Our highest paid guy happens to be a wide receiver, but he's kind of small. I'm pretty sure Isaiah Williams from Illinois. I like him, speedster. I think you use him a lot of ways. You kind of utilize the Cleve Raymond even. What do you make, I guess, of these guys, or which ones you think would make the team?
Williams was interesting because he played quarterback at Illinois his first 2 years there, and right now he's really kind of a slot punt return only guy. So it would be pretty duplicative to Raymond, but we did give him over $250,000 there.
Yeah, it was like 250. Yeah,
I think the biggest thing with our undrafted free agent, aside from him, I thought he was super productive for a guy that only played wide receiver for 3 years and he's 5'10" or whatever.
Yeah,
is. If you notice, with our offensive line room right now, apparently we have 6 offensive guards that could make the roster between Glasgow, Zeitler, Swordsdale, Awasika, and the Manu and Mahogany. And I don't think all 6 are going to make the team. I don't know if Coyote Awasaka is going to make the team, but we don't have any of them that can play center. So I don't know if we're going to try and play Colby Swordsdale there as time, or we have plans for Mahogany there. But I did notice that we have 3 undrafted free agent centers, including Kingsley Egwukan from Florida.
I heard some high praise on him. I didn't dive into tape per se.
He was. I'm not there yet. I didn't get to it in the last couple of days, but I did, read up on him and listen on him. But I took note that we had 3 guys that were centers. Egwukan at Florida was a 3-year starter. What was his name? Both the UCLA and the Louisville guys, who didn't get as much guaranteed as Egwukan, those guys were 5-year starters in college football. Egwukan was a 3-year starter. He's not have as much brute force, doesn't have as much length, but he's a good mover. He's technically sound. His great-grandfather went to Florida, man. Like, he was born to be a Florida Gator. And we gave him like $250,000 guaranteed.
Let's go.
So there might be a plan for our 9th offensive lineman on the roster to be one of the 3 undrafted free agent centers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And looking at what else they need still, like you could still say an edge rusher and another wide receiver are kind of positions of need for this team. Do you think they're looking at that, cut market after the post-draft cut, post-camp cuts? Like guys, some veterans that get cut in places that you didn't think they would. Is there anybody on your radar for that?
Well, I do know that as of yesterday at 3 p.m. Central, and not that we were going to get a compensatory pick, but any free agent signings are not part of the compensatory formula. So, and with the news that Giovanni Manu is moving to guard, we really don't have a 3rd offensive tackle, and I don't think we're going to roll a Dan Skipper. So 2 guys I have my eye on are Scott Quisenberry, who filled in. He's filled in everywhere. He's like 33. He started for the Bills 2 years ago. He started some games for the Vikings last year. We could bring him as our 3rd tackle, but also Andrus Peat, former first-round pick from Stanford for the Saints, who was there when Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn were there. He played left tackle last year. Maybe we bring him in. It wouldn't be a starting spot, obviously, but he doesn't currently have a starting spot. Maybe he has a good relationship, but I honestly think offensive tackle 3 is the most glaring right now of any spots, just in case anything were to happen to Decker or Sewell. But wide receiver and safety, we need to add some bodies.
Man, I appreciate you taking time to join us. You got anything else you want to get off your chest before we let you get going?
Broadwood, get more bleachers for training camp. These position battles are going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, man.
Give that to the fans. We travel well. We do everything well. We deserve it. You saw how we traveled here this past weekend for the draft. But I need more bleachers at training camp. I want you to incentivize those fans.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, someone cut that. Chris, you want to say something?
Yeah, I actually just had a quick question. It went off kind of what you guys were talking about, the UDFA part of it. And I think a part of the draft of him not going with any wide receiver or edge, do you interpret that as it was just BPA and that's how Brad Holmes operated? Or do you think that it's a bet and a gamble on the return of James Houston and what you have in-house in the receiver room already?
I think they like what they got, honestly. I think they like James Houston coming back. They like Davenport to bring him in and have him get some work. And I believe they trust in Donovan Peoples-Jones to step up and be a guy, as well as getting more looks for guys like Antoine Green in that wide receiver room.
Let's get your answer real quick, and then let's go to break, get back, carry on the conversation.
Josh Pascal's going to have a year 3 breakout. We didn't need another defensive end. We brought enough in. Wide receiver, they want Jameson Williams to get some snaps.
Yeah, I agree with the defensive line there. But one question I had that we've been discussing is I have the highest of expectations of Terrion Arnold, I think, in this room. I think he's going to be an absolute dog off the bat. If Brad Holmes is trading up for his number one corner on the board, do you think that it's fair to have an expectation for this guy to start and be good off rip?
No, I don't think anything year one needs to be an expectation. It's going to be a nice to have with Nick. All of these guys. Sorry, Nick. No, I'm not putting anything together.
If you're giving up capital, have expectations for the number one cornerback in your GM that has hit on every first round pick.
No, because he's a rookie, Nick.
He's a rookie, Nick.
I don't want to hear it.
He's a rookie playing cornerback. It's tough. He's adjusting to a new defense, and we don't need him to be great. We're not going to force him into anything.
J-Mo was moved up and grabbed at 12.
Yeah.
And we're still relaxed on his expectations.
Coming off a torn Achilles or ACL.
Arnold played 2 years of cornerback. He's played 2 years of cornerback at Alabama.
Yeah.
He was already the brightest guy, Nick Saban. He's going to be great. We don't have to put any pressure on it.
Why are there so many Cardinals fans at Comerica? It's kind of pissing me off.
They're probably still in from the draft, maybe. I don't know.
Jesus.
Good call.
All right, well, Al, we appreciate you joining us as always, man. We got to do it again pretty soon. But first, let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Stop in, sit back, relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
What's good, man? How you doing? What you got for me today? Let's have a look, man. I see the one I want right there. That's the one I'm looking for.
Welcome to the winner's circle, Blake. Hey. Figer Law. All we do is win.
All we do is win. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for 30-plus years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. The same day, local curbside home delivery, Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com. Dude, I'm going to rip these things apart.
Hey, Chris, thanks for burning this last segment right before we went to break there. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude, that's such an L by you, Chris, bro.
Jesus,
what a fat
man.
L, bro.
Thanks, Spencer. You're my best
We should
friend
just
here.
call you Drake.
Oh, man. R.I.P. No, I can't say that. So you pretty much asked like position need, like is wide receiver still there for Detroit Lions, or
Well, no, I just simple takeaways of the draft. We know coming into the draft, we always identify what are the needs, and in the last couple weeks we talked about edge and receiver being among the top, along with DBs and offensive linemen and interior defensive linemen. So it was just more so to me, was it a case where the BPA played out in a sense where Brad Holmes didn't get a wide receiver or a edge rusher because of that, or was it Brad Holmes betting on what he already has? It's kind of how do you guys interpret that?
I mean, Brad had a sweatshirt at one of his press conferences. I'm pretty sure it said like positional value villain or just positional villain or something like that. And I'm assuming he's like just reverting back to like how he drafts, how it is just truly BPA. I think that's what the result was. However, I do think wide receiver is something they're going to address. I don't know if you guys saw today, Zay Jones was officially released from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if that intrigues any of you guys. I know there's a certain portion of the fan base that hates when we talk about free agents because it's sports talk, that's what we do. I'm sorry, we're going to talk about the guys available for us or if he's a fit for us and whatnot. But I do think going back to the owners meeting and Brad saying that the free agency was pretty much a home run, they hit everything they wanted to do outside of re-signing Josh Reynolds, and they were still working at that point, but obviously he went on to sign with the Denver Broncos. I do think wide receivers are a need, and I think it's going to be one of those a camp cut situation, or actually that's probably just going to be a camp cut situation. Maybe one of these guys wins it out in camp as well. These UDFAs we were talking about. Isaiah Williams, that looks like, again, for all the money, that looks like the guy that would be the one, right? But I feel like we already have his position filled, or what he offers filled with Khalif Raymond and Amon-Ra. You guys that can do work out of the slot. So I'm assuming maybe like Zay Jones or maybe a camp cut or something like that. Or maybe you just ride it out with DPJ.
Maybe they're looking for more guys like Khalif Raymond because of the you can't tackle me from behind rule anymore. So guys like Maurice Alexander, Khalif Raymond, dudes like that have pretty good breakaway speed and are pretty explosive could be more valuable to teams because you get them out in space, you get them in front of people, you can't track them down, and they can get some easy yards.
Yeah, I'm with you. And obviously, we're looking at the guys that he met with at the draft, and a lot of them were that, they fit that true X wide receiver, guys that come off the line and do some damage. I mean, I'd have to look at the free agent pool to be honest with you, to give you like a full synopsis on that one. Zay Jones, though, I'm pretty sure he's more of a slot guy too, right? No, he's 6'2".
Yeah.
6'2", 200 pounds. That could be a guy that's 100% on the radar. I got a feeling he's more about the bag than winning. I mean, otherwise, I feel like that'd be a piece you keep for a young quarterback like I love the guy. I can't even think of his name. Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, because he's a bum.
Boom.
Afterthought.
I do think.
Afterthought for sure.
I guess I can't say I think for sure yet, but the edge I still think is a need.
Tigerstown says Hinch just blew the game.
Stop.
I mean,
that was the first decision that is questionable. Yeah, Spenny, how you feeling off
one
rip?
run?
Yeah, but I like saving our closer to be our closer. That's what I would have done. I would have put someone else in the 8th and then pitched Foley in the 9th.
Chafin, 0.2 innings, 1 hit given up. Foley, 0.2. And then, obviously, you get Shelby Miller blowing it in the fucking 9th.
You're blowing that kid.
Like, both can be true. I saw Denver Blair taking on an Army in the chat. Denver, no doubt Shelby Miller blew that game. Hinch put him in a position to get the save after he's given up runs in, I believe, his like last few outings. He hasn't been the sharpest. So that sucks there. And what also is true, that the Detroit Tigers putting up 1 run against a starting pitcher with like a over 4.5 ERA is disgusting. We have a triple-A lineup right now besides Riley Green. This is overwhelmingly bad when it comes to the bats right now. It's gross.
Yeah, that is unacceptable. And yeah, I mean, everything can be true. Everything is true. Like, obviously, we need to score more than 1 run, but you didn't. So in that situation, I would like to save Jason Foley until the 9th. But yeah, it's that number one option, or number one reason why they didn't win this game is because they only scored 1 fucking run. They couldn't hit the ball.
I just saw it in the chat. Jack Flaherty just wasted the best pitching performance
of his career, of the Tigers' season so far. 14 strikeouts.
What the fuck?
It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
You can't have your guy strike out 14 batters and end up with a no decision because you could only score one fucking run. That's embarrassing stuff.
Send Torque to the AAA.
Yeah, I would. I mean, yeah, send them all to AAA. Torque, Keith, anybody.
Meadows.
Yeah, Meadows.
Keith's falling off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keith hasn't started.
Yeah, he's been fell off.
We were being patient with him to start, but yeah, this is a game you have to win. You have the lead. Your starting pitcher absolutely dominates. These are the type of games where if you lose, I mean, this is the difference in winning and losing series. And we just won a few. You know, we weren't sweeping, but we just won a few in a row. This is the type of game that you need to win, and you just blew it. So not great.
You blew it.
You're blowing it, kid.
Blew it.
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing. Got to win game 2 tonight somehow. Can they score more than one run?
And
I got
that's
the
another
under.
thing too. You're in a doubleheader. Why are you going to use our 3 best bullpen pieces to close out 6 outs? Save one of those guys, whether it be Chase and Foley or Miller.
You loved them weeks ago. Now you hate them.
I mean, that was a bad decision.
Just saying he's a bad coach?
I call it how I see it.
He's a bad manager?
You're the one who hates Jameson Williams.
You're saying he's cancerous? You're saying he can't be wide receiver 2 on the Tigers?
I don't think he could be wide receiver 2 on the Tigers. No,
absolutely not. Parker Meadows for sure wide receiver 1.
Parker Meadows is a bum, dude.
I mean, hitting the ball. But wide receiver 1 if you had to on the Tigers. Bum. Yeah, I like that. Your best work is a light pack. All right, bring it back to Detroit Lions. Sorry for the. You guys had to get it off the chest. I get it. It just happened. But what about Edge? Do you think we're underselling, or I'm underselling? I guess I'll speak for myself. Matthew Betts.
Matthew fucking Betts.
Is Brad believe in him a little bit more than I thought?
That motherfucker back there is not real.
I told you. Just wait. Wait until Matthew Betts comes out and has 4 sacks next year. You're gonna be talking to Spenny. You're gonna be kissing the ring.
Oof.
I gotta find. Hold on. Let me look at some free agency lists actually.
Matthew Betts sack fumble week 1. Just wait on.
Does Jadeveon Clowney? The record player was broken, but I fixed the needle now. But does he grab the ball with one hand, knock the helmet off like a Jadeveon Clowney type, crazy fumble recovery?
That'd be wild.
Dude, what?
What if he just made that elite play like that?
Scott Harris was just sweating his ass off in that interview, bro. He was drenched in sweat.
It should be.
But
like that Key of
no, I mean, obviously, I'm joking about the Matthew Betts stuff to a certain point. I do think he could be more. Look at him. I do think
he ain't that bad. Probably the makeup.
Bro's like that Key of
Bro, look, are you kidding me? Look at it. He's not a fat guy. If it was us, that would look normal. But he's in shape.
Probably from
a couple nose coffees. Prepping himself for the interview.
Well,
why does he keep doing it with his jaw?
This guy, man, why is he not blinking at all?
He's someone starting a business.
Why is he talking about starting a business out of nowhere?
We should start a hot dog truck.
Yeah. And then at the end of the 3rd inning, we bring around a hot dog truck and every you could buy in right now. It only costs about $1,000 But I think that Matthew Betts could be a piece more productive than a guy like, I don't know, Romeo Okwara or Julian Okwara or any of the other defensive ends we had on this roster last year named Aiden Hutchinson if given the opportunity. I think Marcus Davenport can be a good piece for this team if he could stay healthy. I think James Houston, obviously we know what he can do when he's in the game. So I still think they add a, like I said, post-camp cut defensive end. But still, I think they're pretty decent. They're much better than they were last year in the edge rushing aspect of things, or edge rushing side of things.
That's why I asked, because last year we had a higher expectation for the defensive line as a whole in particular, and then remember those first couple weeks, it was kind of just that wake up call. Oh, this isn't what we thought it was going to be. Now, I'm not saying it's the exact same situation, but that's what makes me think of the question: are we kind of overvaluing what we have here now?
This fucking site was like, best available free agent edge rushers. You clicked on it. This edge rusher signed here. You said available. Why the fuck?
DNC
I'm trying to find a
ENT
list of
says
the
Betts will
guys
be the
there.
Kurt Warner of edge rushers. Cameron Wake 2.0. Just wait on it.
Maybe. I'm not counting on it, so I'm trying to see who's still out there to grab, as well as wide receivers, too. Oh, here goes top 20 wide receivers still remaining. We'll get to that when we get back.
Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky, clean gym that has tons of workout equipment. You get a full-body workout in 30 minutes and 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all this for just $10 a month. No commitment. No matter where you're at, there's a Planet Fitness close by you. There's 15 Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, your fitness is essential.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. Locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit, doubling the number of restaurants this year, known for their quality hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, their sandwiches, and their New York-style pizza. Be sure to stop in and try it at a mega station near you, or go to Sorokis.com to figure out where you can get some of this great food. Soroki's. 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 Soroki's.
What up, though? Welcome back
Jerry
to Red
Goff
White's
is
Live
back.
Sports.com. My boy Eazy, join my guy, Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Detroit Mario. Smash that like button, be a friend,
Smash.
tell a friend, share the stream. Not many edge rushers available.
Arms are huge.
Couple wide receivers. Tyler Boyd, still on the market.
Soroki.
Odell Beckham, still on the market.
Big Dan Campbell guy there.
Yeah, huge Dan Campbell guy.
How about this one?
Definitely fits the culture.
I'm not saying this one's going to happen, but if I had to pick one off this list I'm looking at right now, Michael Gallup. If you're looking for like longer body guys, quicker guys, Michael Thomas.
Soroki's. Yeah, no Michael Thomas.
Yeah, no
Absolutely
Michael
not.
Thomas.
Definitely not a Dan Campbell guy.
Also,
They already dealt with his bum ass in New Orleans. They definitely don't want him in Detroit.
facts. Side note, I'm also happy I don't have to eat my shirt because fucking Mikey Sancho didn't go first round.
Yeah.
People were making me nervous about that. People had him to the Lions at 29. Motherfuckers had me sweating. All right, what else we got this prep sheet? I apologize. Backwards. Biggest threat to the Lions post-draft.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
In the NFC North, Chris, we got... Dude, he's just always sweating.
Yeah.
Chris, we got a graphic of the NFC North offenses now post-draft. Easy, I want you to take a look at these.
Take a gander.
Zoom that in, man.
All right.
Zoom in.
Damn it, Chris.
What the fuck?
Can't
Wish
see
you guys were
shit.
there for that.
Can't see shit out of this thing. I think we all thought the bags were a good idea.
I can assume. I mean, we know who's there.
You got the
There we
Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Romo Dunze. Where would you rate that?
Hi.
High hopes.
Definitely top
Just
4.
because the Lions are a proven commodity, they'd have to be number 2. And I'm just putting the Lions number 1 off.
You're putting the Lions number 1.
For offense, right?
Yeah.
Is what we're doing? Yes. I mean, we ranked higher than all these teams offensively.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
You're putting the Lions number 1. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what do you say? Got cancer?
You're putting the Lions number 1.
Yeah.
You're putting the Bears number 2. Now you have the Green Bay Fudge Packers with
The
Jordan
Packers
Love.
number 3, and the Vikings
Newly acquired Jacobs.
4.
It's
I mean,
Vikings 4.
with Justin
With
Jefferson.
those pass catchers.
Yes. Absolutely.
Adding Aaron Jones, who you said is better than Josh Jacobs.
Your boy
and
Hawk.
3 better pass catchers.
Hawkinson, yeah, great point, Chris.
Yes. Jordan Love's a.
Hey, sir.
You guys don't like to hear
You're
it,
elite.
but I mean,
Fire.
if what we saw the back half of last year, which kind of makes sense, right? You've seen him get his feet underneath him and kind of comfortable with his wide receivers as the season went on, and I guess turned chicken shit into chicken soup often.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I quarterbacks are very important in this league for a reason. They get paid a lot for a reason. Jordan Love makes these guys on his side of the ball. I mean, he had all rookies essentially last year outside of Christian Watson.
So your offenses in the NFC North go Lions number 1, Bears number 2, Packers number 3, and then the Minnesota Vikings 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. What do
Yeah,
you
I
mean?
mean, yeah, me too. That's
Okay.
that's pretty fair. You could, if you want to put the Vikings over the Packers, I'm not mad at you.
I mean, Nick might want to. He's the one that hasn't won over 9 games.
They've got the proven commodity at quarterback. The Packers do, so that's why I'm giving them the nod.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Quarterback positions.
Nick's rushing everybody into starting. He's rushing JJ into starting. He's rushing. So, Mr. Russian Kohloff.
Who did they have as the quarterback on that graphic?
It was JJ.
It was JJ. Yeah, where you got these?
Give your best
offenses
Russian accent too.
Whoa. I was going to sound so bad. I don't even know Russian. Give me some vodka. Yeah, there it is. Give me some vodka.
Vodka.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you think about this division, it is so stacked now. Like, thank God the Lions are where they are, and they upgraded this defense. I think our D-line is going to be able to match up, and now with our updated secondary, I feel good about going against these teams, but honestly, the whole entire NFL, like, watch out for the NFC North. Like, these teams have elite talent
be the
on
best
the
division in
outside. Best besides the AFC North, honestly. And, yeah, this is looking scary moving forward, but I'm right there with you guys besides the Vikings at 3 because you think about the best wide receiver in the NFL to pair along with Jordan Addison coming back on his second season. That's just too dangerous to pass up. Jordan Love does fill in for a lot of the deficiencies in
Packers.
For the Packers.
So you
but
have
I got the Vikings at 3.
You have the utmost faith in JJ McCarthy being better than Jordan Love.
Not better than Jordan Love, but I have him. I
You
have the
have the
Vikings whole
Vikings at
entire
3?
offense at 3. By the numbers.
Are you banging a Vikings fan on the low? Like, where's this Vikings love come from?
You saw that one
Well,
Vikings
you saw
fan
their
on Twitter
quarterback.
that's pretty hot. and blocks
What
everybody.
are you guys?
Oh, Alyssa or whatever her name is.
All I know is she's pretty hot and she blocks everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of people on Twitter, dude, what's up with all these like fucking nudes and whatnot? But
Hell yeah.
it's insane right now.
your
Gotta get
algorithm,
off
bud.
Twitter.
Disgusting.
But no, I'm not banging any Vikings people on the low. I hate the Vikings. I hate the Packers, and I hate the Bears. But the fact of the matter is this division is now elite, and we have to talk about it, sadly. Easy, why are you hating on the Vikings so much?
I'm not hating on the Vikings. It's like a realistic take on them. Like, they're going to have some deficiencies there. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll be horrible because I do respect Sam Darnold a little bit more than Vikings people there, by the way. Like, shout out. We got one that rides for the LGBTQ. We can make any jokes we want now.
LGBTQB.
Yes, sir.
LGBT.
No, but
LGBTQB.
I think I'm just being realistic about it.
Transition.
Yeah,
Watch that
speaking of which, Chris, how do you rate these offenses?
I have the same more as you guys. I think it's pretty clear. I think that, again, Justin Jefferson could be the most elite weapon in this entire division, but at the same time, he has a rookie quarterback in one that's not as highly touted as Caleb Williams. So I'm gonna lean with the Vikings at 4, Packers at 3, Bears at 2, Lions at 1. But I mean, that graphic just makes me even more happy that this year they went defense, because last draft we were all defense, and they did not do that. I am so glad we made the defensive additions we did in that secondary, because no matter who we had in that room, they were going to have a tough time in this division. That is 6 tough games a year. So I'm I'm really happy with the additions in the defense. That's how that graphic really made me feel.
When we're ranking these offenses, are we doing them based off points, or like just like
who do you think is going to be a better offense?
Yeah, because I'm looking at last year, and to the Vikings people banger, they did rank above the Green Bay Packers in yards.
Let's go.
Without a quarterback.
2 yards, without
Nick
a quarterback.
Mullins, baby.
And without Justin Jefferson for a lot of the season.
I will say this, though. They'll be missing Hawk for a minute there.
Yeah, how long do you think?
They missed Hawk for a minute last year, too.
How long do you think that'll
They
take?
ranked well below the Packers when it comes to points, though.
one thing we didn't see in that graphic, and obviously because it's many people, so it's a lot to factor in. But the offensive line, we all know Detroit's offensive line is one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL.
It is the best.
And then on top, so looking at the rest of the division, how do you feel about their offensive lines and
I would
how that
say
factors into the ranking at all?
Vikings probably 2, Vikings, Green Bay 2, and then Bears are the worst.
Yeah. So,
but it's not by. I mean, the Bears' offensive line isn't terrible.
I was to say, Wright's going to be in his second year. They grabbed that kid out of Yale, which I think he'll be solid. I mean, I think he'll be better than
Packers.
He'll be better than they were. Packers are the worst offensive line in the division. So? Yeah. I mean, they have Jordan Morgan, but we'll see.
Yeah, they did spend, I think, considerable capital in the offensive line room. So that could be something.
Think about how bad they took a lot of offensive linemen and a lot of safeties too.
Yeah,
but think about how bad our pass rush was in that first game against them. Fucked them up. I'm pretty sure we sacked Jordan Love like 6 times in that game. Yeah. But I mean, like you said, they did reinvest into it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked.
Vikings 2, Bears 3, and the Packers last in terms of ranking offensive lines. Packers had the 12th most points last year, Nick, and then the Vikings were at 22. But again, that's without. I'm consider Sam Darnold a considerable upgrade over Nick Mullins and the pass or not.
And there's a lot of injury-prone running backs in our division, except for the Lions. Swift is injury-prone.
Aaron Jones
is injury-prone. Josh Jacobs isn't really injury-prone. He actually plays a lot, but
yeah,
those guys could be out of a spot pretty quick.
I saw somebody put it in the chat there. Are you guys concerned at all that the fact that all 3 quarterbacks in the NFC North are mobile quarterbacks, and we've seen this team struggle with them in the past?
Once upon a time, yeah. With DJ Reader and the tackling cornerbacks we just acquired, and just the year 2 development of Jack Campbell, not as much. Once upon a time, absolutely. That was undeniable. Last year was once upon a time. That's kind of what beat us in that NFC Conference Championship game, in my opinion, was Brock Purdy's ability to scramble in the situations where he was kind of forcing the throws in the first half. But anyway, I think Jack Campbell, again, year 2, just having his feet under him now, as well as DJ Reader having clear lanes for him to run, I'm not as worried as before. Obviously, it's so dangerous, though. I'm not going to lie. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
For sure.
What do you think? Just division rankings, though. Just team
rankings. I'm going Lions 1, Packers 2, Bears 3, Vikings 4.
Nicholas, Vikings 2,
Vikings 1. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I think it's pretty chalk here. Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings.
Yeah, I can't see any jump. Sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good, but I think the Vikings surprisingly are right around 500 though.
You said 9 wins.
Yeah, you said 9 wins. Stand on business.
Yeah, that's 1 game over 500. I just said right around 500.
It's not
1 game under, 1 game.
It's surprising for you.
Stand on business, Nick.
Surprising for you fellas, because you obviously think they're going winless in this division with Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Addison, rookie J.J. McCarthy, Sam Darnold, Easy's favorite quarterback ever. Chris, are you the same there in the division?
Yeah, I got the same division results. I think it's pretty clear. Maybe Chicago could end up flipping Green Bay for that 2 spot, depending on how fast Caleb Williams hits the ground running and what he is in year 1. But I think looking at what the Packers did in the playoffs last year in that last stretch, I think you got to put them as number 2. And then Minnesota, again, both teams got rookie quarterbacks. Chicago, I think, has an overall better offensive weapons, as we discussed. So I'd lean that plus the better prospect quarterback. So I'd lean them for 3, and then Vikings 4.
And this goes without saying too. This division's not going to be as easy to grapple as we did last year.
Definitely.
Yeah. Not. What's a disappointing? Maybe that's another topic. But what's a disappointing division record for you?
Let's get to it when we get back.
Yeah, let's get to it when we get back. Carry on the conversation.
All right. Tell us about Swiss.
Tell you about Swiss. My guy Mark is the best at it. I'll make sure you're not getting got by your insurance providers, both on your rates or your deductibles. Contact Mark today. It's Mark at SwissINS.com. Again, it's Mark at SwissINS.com. Send him your draft grades.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Dispo Dispensary is where you guys got to go to get the best curated cannabis, the biggest name brands, and the best deals in town. That's Dispo Dispensary. If you can't make it there, you're 21 up and older, importantly. But if you can't make it there, deliver to your door with Dispo Dash. Again, that's disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug. Your local cannabis plug?
Brother.
You know, I noticed he talks like Trump. I think is what he does. He has glasses and does this.
It's
so
a little bit of the Trump mixed with like
cousin.
A cousin.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, my boys were with him at the casino. Not with him, but saw him. He was like getting down. He was still like drinking with him, partying, like sloppy drunk.
It's an act.
No, I know it's an act. I'm just saying, I just didn't know like
You got down like that?
was getting sloppy drunk with strangers in Detroit is, usually not a good idea. But he's with the shits.
If you're sketch, I mean, you probably got to have a bodyguard at that point. You're probably straight.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine Sketch's ransom video. Please donate, brother. Send the money, brother.
I'm way more happy this kid's famous than like that Neon guy that was doing a bunch of shit.
Neon
He was the worst.
I had no clue why that
he's
kid.
such a little pussy.
Thank God.
Half these
and
streamers.
That Jack Doherty, like what
That
the
kid's
hell?
the biggest bitch I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So good for Sketch.
Jack Doherty. I enjoy the content. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
The shit starting the content. I'm here for the bullshit.
What? Easy.
I'm sorry. What do you mean when security guard knocked out that guy? You tell me you didn't watch that thing 12 times.
But that's just him being a bitch, dude.
Well, he's for sure a bitch, but I'm saying like entertainment-wise, I watched that knockout like probably 70 times. And then like when people are saying stupid stuff, just quote tweet under it. I'm just saying. Definitely a bitch, though. I'm not denying that one. Speaking of bitches, Chris, before we went to break, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm apologizing. Let me apologize for that one. But for real. Not like that.
Double it down on it. All right. I see.
Not like that. You asked a good question before break. What was it?
Yeah, I asked. Okay, what would be a disappointing division record for you? Because we're talking about this division as one of the best. So like, is three losses in the division something that you're looking at as like disappointing when it could be this good? Because I mean, these are teams that with these electric offenses that we discussed, like that is a any given Sunday division. It really
Stop
is.
not scared. Stop not scared.
Well,
Stop
brother.
not scared. Stop.
Well, let me tell you, brother.
I'd be very disappointed in any division lost. I hate these teams. They are our rivals. But what matters most, brother, is that we win said division. So I'm not so picky on the record per se. As long as we're the champions that come into the season, that's like what's most important. I will say this though, because we talked about it. I think we hinted towards it a little bit yesterday too. But like the Bears, the reason why they had our number last year, because our bread and butter is what? The offense.
Yep.
That's what teams struggle with the most. The Bears like designed their defense to stop our offense. We talked about it like the way they stopped the middle of the field, which is where we eat, with all the safeties they grabbed, with Tremaine Edmonds at linebacker. The Packers have kind of mimicked that in this draft class. The amount of safeties they grabbed with Javon Bullard, Edgerrin Cooper, the middle linebacker position. Like, I will say, and then again, I already said it during before the break, obviously, but it's going to be a lot harder this year. I'm telling you, like they're going to be tougher games to win than they were previously. A lot tougher. I mean, even say like might take some else. We might go 3-3 outside the Vikings. Actually, let me reverse that.
Why are you pointing at me?
It's definitely going to be tougher to win these division games, but all these teams got better. Oh, they got better. So did the Lions. Like, the Lions got better too. The defense got a lot better. You bring in a guy like DJ Reader. You're bringing in all these secondary members. Like, this isn't going to be the same Lions from last year either. They're going to be an improved team. So it's going to be tougher to win. You're playing tougher competition, but you also got better yourself.
I'd say a big thing here, fellas, is when this schedule breaks in the next couple weeks here, next week or two, I don't know the official date, do we play at Green Bay and at Chicago early in the season compared to late? We saw sometimes last season Jared Goff struggle in those outside games. You think about at Chicago and you think about at Baltimore. Those two games, if we can get them in September or October and the weather fares good for us, I think it really helps out this Detroit Lions team and specifically our quarterback. So I in the schedule, that's one thing that I want to keep my eyes on is when are we playing at Green Bay and at Chicago? We went into Green Bay last season and completely dominated coming out of the gate. I think we were up 30 or 28 or whatever it was. Green Bay gave us a little bit of a scare in the second half there, but that was an early, I think, week 2 game. So if we can get another one of those at Green Bay or at Chicago, I think we take care of business. But if that game's late and it's snowing and Jared Goff isn't able to throw the ball as comfortably as he would like to, I think that's when we could be in some trouble.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. I think you want those games earlier in the season versus the back half, especially if it's coming down to it where you got to win these games for the division. I have a suspicious feeling, which I could be wrong, because they had the big showdown in 22 against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. But I feel like the NFL, we're the darlings right now.
Yeah, we'll get a favorable schedule. I was just about to say that.
I think they might hook us up a little bit. This still could come down to the wire, but maybe that last game is at home for us because we're the division champs. Our crowd's going to bring it. If you're going to put that one on national television like they did for that Green Bay game, Detroit's the atmosphere you want.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we saw what the city did not only at draft weekend but also throughout this entire season. So that was where I was going with that. I do think that we're going to get a little bit of leniency. And how cool is that to say that Detroit is a franchise that's, getting a little bit of favoritism from the professionals of the league and from the commissioner of the league. So I think that's a good thing. I do think Nick's point is valid though about you want those games earlier in the season rather than later. But it could turn too, because look at Green Bay. Green Bay, they played us great at home. When we had that game late in the year, we had them early and they had them late. So it could still end up being a wash because of just the pure talent of this team, and plus. These are rookie quarterbacks, so you do want to kind of play them earlier in the schedule as opposed to later because you assume that they're going to progress. So if we get them home first, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Caleb Williams or J.J. McCarthy coming into Ford Field rocking how it's going to be all season, that could also be an advantage.
I think we all know that it is a disadvantage when the Lions play on the road in cold weather games. Like that's I don't think that's Smitty? Probably because of Jared Goff. I think that is, yeah.
So you hate Jared Goff?
You're the one who brought it up.
Why don't you like Jared Goff?
Oh, you love him now.
He's not good enough throwing.
You just texted me yesterday that you hate him and want him traded.
No, I said I dated him.
I got the text.
And
but we all know that
it.
he is not the best when it comes to playing outdoor in cold weather and windy games. So hopefully that we get some of those later games in the season are at home. Like you said, the environment around there. Imagine if you're at home to clinch the division against the Packers in Week 17. You know how fucking insane that environment would be in Ford Field.
Now.
That would be so awesome, man. So I'd love that. I'd love for that to happen. I'd love for the Detroit Lions to get one of those games at home instead of us having to go on the road to clinch the division again. So that would be a great thing. Great thing to see. It'd be great for the city. And I think they see what the Lions fans did last year in the playoff games. They see what Lions fans did in the draft this year. So those big leverage games, they're going to give them to Detroit.
I don't know if it's true or not, but Eduardo O'Neill in the Woodward Sports Chat says that Rod Wood has already publicly said he's asked the NFL for Week 18 at Detroit. I don't know if anybody can confirm or deny that one.
How the hell would he know that?
Well, I mean, he does interviews. He did interview at the owners' meeting, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe sat down 10, 20 minutes or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I think, and that's going big conspiracy, not any, not really big conspiracy, but I just feel like it just would make sense.
It would make sense. It would make sense to give the division winner that luxury. the
That's
team that
facts,
just
actually.
won the division last year. I think you are worthy of having that luxury, of having that advantage of if the team wants to come win the division, they got to knock you off in your house. And I don't want it to be in Chicago. That's for damn sure.
That's for damn sure. That they have our number. We saw it twice last year. We kind of got away with one at the end of the game. That one, that's going to be an absolute nuclear war, regardless, no matter what. Green Bay is the one I'm curious to see, like this round 3 on versus Jordan Love, just because the first time, obviously, we know what happened, demolished them boys. But the second time was such a excellent coaching job by I can't think of his name right now. Matt
Eberflus?
No, Packers coach.
Michael Lunch says
LaFleur.
Rod Wood had requested
LaFleur.
that the Lions are not cheated out of a game by the NFL referees this year. That's a good request for Rod Wood to make.
What's the coach name of the Packers?
LaFleur.
Eberflus. Oh, LaFleur.
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, I know. LaFleur, I think he did a excellent coaching job the second
Peter
time around.
LaFleur.
They didn't even give. You look back at the first game we had. We sacked him, like I said, like 6 times. The second game, you rewatch it, and the people trying to crucify AG. So I'd watched this game 50 million times, and there was just like 2-step dropbacks. Like they're just getting the ball out quick as hell, where we can't sack them. I'm curious how we're going to counteract that, and obviously, hopefully, it's the secondary.
Nobody makes
man.
Nobody makes
Huge.
me bleed my own blood.
I can't wait.
Nobody. I think we could chalk up Minnesota as long as, JJ doesn't have some sort of crazy CJ Stroud run or something like where he just completely takes over. So I think we can chalk up 2 for the Lions against Minnesota. I think we can at least call it a split with the other division. So I'm thinking 4-2 here, depending on when those games are in the season at Green Bay and at Chicago. I'm going to just write it down 4-2 right now.
MBWMU says LaFleur is French for daisy puller. The more you know.
But would be hyped to go 5-1 in the division, remain on top. I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to take care of this Packers team who ended the season extremely hot last year. They took care of Dallas handily at Dallas. So, let's
Packers
not forget
great.
that they are dangerous. And they choked against San Fran easily. That could have beaten them kind of like a similar fashion that we did as well.
Packers looked great last year. Jordan Love looked great last year when it came down to the end of the season and in the playoffs. So luckily we got some sticky guys in the secondary that can be in the grill of those young receivers of the Green Bay Packers and kind of stick with them rather than them just running down the field open like Christian Watson. So we need our guys to step up. That secondary is going to need to step up. And I do wholeheartedly believe that the Lions are going to control their own destiny, meaning playing at home at the end of the year next year, because they are the reigning division champions. I think the reigning division champions should be gifted that right.
I think I saw Zaquan say they switch it up every year. Obviously, we didn't have that Week 18 game against the Green Bay Packers in 22. We did the Week 18 game against the Vikings last year. So maybe we're on the road against the Bears, which is exactly what you didn't want.
Yeah, that would suck. That would be that would
worst case scenario.
Worst case snenario by far.
But I mean, maybe it doesn't come down to that. Maybe we have the division wraps by then, and we finally get to see Hendon Hooker out there doing his thing, sealing the deal for the Detroit
That would be
Lions.
amazing.
Hooker throwing bombs out in Chicago.
Yeah, 30-mile-per-hour winds. He's just gunning that.
Oh, bro, yeah, that would be the best. Yeah,
that would be the best case scenario.
Like, yo,
if we had the division wrapped up already by then.
JG, Lisa Nagai, but
Lisa Nagai,
we gotta give it to this guy because he can fucking throw in these
Muad'Dib
conditions.
is wise in the ways of the desert.
Definitely home field advantage though. Let's go to break.
Yeah.
Tell us about
the
Woo
morning show.
Crew.
The Woo Crew.
They had a great show this morning. I got to listen today. It was gas. They killed it.
Morning.
Yeah, shout out to the boys.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in the the system. They did a great job. Bobby Scales, looking forward to you next time, Bobby. Looking forward to that interview with Broder and the boys. Woodward Sports has a new morning show. Start your day with Wake Up Woodward. Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. live on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all the Detroit sports. Sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network. Woodward Sports, Bobby Scales interview coming soon.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service the customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brands you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together, let's ride.
Let's ride here. Detroit Tigers, game 2, doubleheader. Matt Manning on the mound.
Mr. Manning.
What you expect this game, Spinny?
Well, hopefully Matt Manning can hold them to a shutout, because if he don't, he's going to get the loss. So, great first pitch. Holy shit.
Michael Lucci said the morning show about to put out the greatest boy band album of 2022.
The Woo Crew?
The Woo Crew? That's what they call themselves, isn't it? It's also catchy. Wake up, Woodward. I see it. What are you giggling at?
Because I thought of that Dave Chappelle racial draft where they're like the Asian community selects the RZA, the Jizza,
the Wu-Tang Clan. That shit's awesome. From the slums of Shaolin.
Matt Manning, though, sub-3 ERA in his 2 starts that he's made this season, both on double headers. He gets another one tonight.
It's gonna need to be way sub-3 if he wants to get a win.
Yeah, I haven't seen the lineup card yet. It's at the point with this team, it's surprising if you score more than 2 to 3 runs.
Oh, great catch by Riley Green to get the first out.
You got it?
Yeah, he did.
He poked that thing out, too.
Yeah, that thing sitting out there in left field. Great catch by Riley Green. Diving catch to get the first out.
Did you see Barry Sanders cancel or I guess discontinue his partnership with Madden? He won't be on the MUT. He won't be in the game at all.
Get your bag.
Yeah. I'll leave you with Cyberberry. He's post his highlights. Well, is it a money thing?
It's gotta be. That's what it is with all the players. As Rasheed Wallace always says, cut the check.
Yeah. Rasheed Wallace is never in any 2Ks, which sucks.
I know.
It does suck.
That
Isn't Charles Barkley not in the
team is just so ruined. Neither is Tayshaun either. So it's no Sheet, no Tayshaun. So like the 04 Pistons is just like Darvin Ham at starting small forward.
Yeah,
so
they should at least like make a replica of them.
Bro, they don't even have Carlos Delfino on the squad either. I can't even bring a small forward off the bench. It's tough.
But they put guys in that fit their. Or
no,
you can't because
no, they just put in like generic, like John Miller from UCLA. Like,
but I'm saying, like, is John Miller like 6'9"?
No, he's no.
With Charles Barkley's like badges.
They're all like a 65 overall. Like they can't do anything.
So they're trying to force the hand for the fans with that. Then I don't understand why you wouldn't just like
players,
put in somebody who like
is
clearly
like
isn't them. Yeah, but has that skill set. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2 inches off. Just avoid any likeness.
Yeah. Ski mask. Yeah, that's just not funny, man.
What?
He actually got shot. So like saying shit like that in the chat, it's not funny. It's not cute.
Who got shot?
Hanked up.
Oh yeah, he did. There actually was something kind of funny.
He said Tank Dell dead, all caps with a question mark.
No, he's not dead. He's fine. He's already released.
No, that's what he did when he first happened, and then he just did it again to try to be cute.
Well, his cat puked on his bed. Can you blame him? But they showed the guy who did it. They took the picture from Boys in the Hood, and they put Stephon Diggs' face on it. The alleged shooter, because obviously Stephon Diggs loves his targets.
We all know Drake died today.
Ooh.
That's who died today.
Nasty dude. Matt Manning has had some nasty pitches already so far.
Is he up? Is he up yet or no?
No.
They didn't move him up.
They move him up for the double headers. That's all.
No, yeah, I know. But like, get rid of my hater.
All right, I guess there's a question pose here, fellas, and it's Matt Manning waiting in AAA. We've seen Reese Olson. We know we have young pitching. Is it time to move an arm for a bat?
Yes.
Yes.
Another strikeout for Matt Manning to end the inning. Beautiful 1-2-3 first inning for Matt Manning. But yeah, you got to move an arm to get a bat. This offense is absolutely disgusting. Matt Vierling leading it off with Andy Ibanez batting second. So I don't know where Riley Green must be hitting fourth because he wasn't in the first three.
Yeah.
Paul's just running up on some old lady at Myers.
Paul's giving old ladies heart attack.
Selling flour in the parking lot. Yeah. Literally. What?
I don't know.
Is Maeda having
weird start to that commercial?
Does Maeda have any trade value?
He's had a couple good starts in a row, and he just got done pitching, which is stat-wise his worst month every single year. So I think Maeda is going to start heating up, and I don't know what kind of value a guy like an older Maeda has.
Maeda has absolutely no value.
Even though he's been dealing the last couple starts. But
maybe if he does it for like 2 or 3 more starts.
Are you saying he's cancerous to the team?
Yes.
I think when you look at the staff, this staff or the guys in the, a guy like Ty Madden that's in AA, you have to look at moving a pitching prospect for a hitter. Honestly, at some point, we didn't go out. We didn't get a guy like Matt Chapman that I wanted, who has like 11 extra base hits on the season, 4 home runs, 7 doubles. Who's counting? Not me. But we didn't bring in anybody. We brought in Mark Canha. And honestly, he's been good, and we should have brought in more Mark Canhas.
Silky, I feel like it's kind of racist. Just put my head in the box. Maybe he could be Otani 2.0. Wow. You don't think you get anything? Is it too early for trades?
Shogun's over. I can say whatever I want now.
Bro, I know Shogun didn't like it.
Yeah, I agree.
What else is supposed to happen?
How do you
take off? They could have showed the war, or like at least that like actual like.
There's no war.
Confrontation.
There's not going to be a war.
How do you take out? God, I forget her name.
Marco?
Yes, bro.
Oh, that's why you were hurt.
Damn.
Yeah, you did just spoil it.
I didn't watch it at all, but you're saying there's no war. So does somebody bow out like J. Cole? Or
well,
what?
I'm pretty sure
he bows out.
Didn't he say that when he shows up, he's going to know the army's not with him? And then at that point, he's going to be decapitated.
He like doesn't have an army anymore. Remember, they died in the fucking mudslide. That's why he didn't go to war.
And then he played Love
Well, no,
Yours.
he still has he still has people though.
Yeah, but not nearly as he did. Like 80% of his army died.
If I
in
remember
that mudslide.
correctly, he said they were going to meet up. Like, okay, let's do this thing, and then now the guys will find out and get decapitated.
And then they got betrayed.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Does he lay down his sword
At
and
least
play
show
Love
that
Yours?
happening. Like let's get the gratification of watching that guy get fucking shing.
Yeah, that would have been great. It was the fact that Marco died for that. She knew.
Again.
Are we not doing it?
No, he's
You're
spoiling.
spoiling,
I thought
bro.
you guys were already all right.
I was
Well,
just
use a
about
name.
to watch
She
it.
said her or something. Or
God damn it!
Or Maeda.
I've been waiting to talk about
Maeda.
it. I've been waiting to talk about it. I finally finished it.
I mean, you already did it. If you let him,
You already spoiled it.
yeah, you already
twice.
kind of did it.
Yeah.
You don't gotta say it again.
All right, there was
Jesus.
a guy that like
Torque needs to be
was-
sitting at a Woodward desk. Sorry,
Torque needs to be sitting at a Woodward desk. Oh, dude. Ouch.
Torque, you're always welcome, brother.
Torque needs to get on a hot seat, answer some questions about what he was doing in the off season.
Facts. You saw his post on Twitter.
No.
He was like in Germany, like just chugging beers, watching. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You're a millionaire. Enjoy your bread.
Yeah.
But how often were you doing that? That people are like.
I mean, I know he
making note
got
of it.
engaged. Along with all of the other young guys on the Detroit Tigers roster.
Matt Vierling, warning track power. A lot of this Tigers team got warning track power.
Colt Keith.
Matt Vierling, a deep out for the first hit or for the first batter. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. That's why fuck bitches get money. You know what I'm saying? Torque, you should have waited to that second contract to get married, brother. Brother. That's all I'm saying.
Oh wait, is that
Shout
that,
out,
is
shout
that
out
Vikings
the
lady?
Shout out the Vikings.
The Vikings lady that blocks everybody's in here.
That's gotta be no supremacy's right there.
Yeah.
Well, hi there, I guess. Is that really her?
I
Alyssa?
think so.
Is it the real one?
I don't
Can't
know.
be the real one.
I avoid all of
I was-
that beef like on Twitter. I don't really care about
Should we shoot our shot?
what Vikings fans say. Yeah, you want to come on the show?
Yeah.
Plead your case?
I would honestly, that'd be lit.
Yeah, we could have you on tomorrow, 5 to 7.
Alyssa-
Send you a VMix link.
I'd like your take on the NFC North. more specifically JJ McCarthy, and what you expect him to be. Only because we have a guy who has relations with Vikings people on the show, and he says that they're gonna be a threat to win the
Nick's
division.
very high on the Vikings right now.
So Alyssa, if you're down, we'd love to have you in the show. I'll reach out on Twitter.
Baby hater. Why are you calling her a baby hater?
Oh, because listen, we're keeping things civil until we get on
Tell
the
us
show.
about Figer Law.
I'll tell you about Figer Law. Because if you get into an accident, the first thing you need is to hire a great lawyer. So make Figer Law your first call at 1-800-A-WINNER. That's 1-800-A-WINNER. Their team of trial lawyers will get you the money you deserve. Figer Law. All we do is win.
Stop saying it. You're...
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
As a new ice water bubble has pre-rolled now with diamonds constantly pushing to create the best cannabis experience. That perfect boost comes with an added touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing farms only the highest terps to make the best even better. Glorious Cannabis, check them out at your local retailer or visit gloriouscanna.com.
Riley Green is hitting cleanup. Mark Canna is hitting third. You got 2 men on, 1 out for Riley Green. Stepping to the plate after making an amazing play in the first inning to rob the St. Louis Cardinals of a hit.
Alyssa,
Swinging
hit
at the
me up
first
on Twitter
pitch.
if that's the real you.
Fair ball down the left field line.
God.
Getting to the wall, scooped up, scores 1 run. Mark Canna holds up at third. Riley Green to second. Double and a run scored. Riley Green RBI double in the first inning. He had the only run in the last game where he hit a home run. Beautiful, beautiful piece of hitting. Attacked the first pitch. Pushed it out down the left field line for a double. Riley Green, I said it earlier, you can impregnate my sister.
Alyssa, hit me up on Twitter at SpeakeasySports_. We'll get you in the show. Mailbag segment, though, DNC ENT. He says, when the Suns shit-can Frankie V, the Pistons come to the table with Ivy, Stu, Duran, #1, 2 future firsts, and Monty for Devin Booker. Who says no? Not for real, someone please help.
I'm not gonna lie. If Monty's in the trade, I'm throwing. If Monty's in the trade, I'm throwing everything in the trade.
Yeah, you guys have everything by now.
Yeah, but no, I do think that it will take something along those lines. That might be a little bit too much, but it might also be what it takes to get Devin Booker, and I know that's a lot. So,
yeah. Duran's the only thing I'm just like,
that was a fucking.
I mean, I want to listen. That would be like my negotiating sticking point, is what I'm telling you. Like I would originally start no, but I think if you're looking at okay, this deal has to finish, and it's either with him or it falls apart, I would probably do it because I just don't see the alternative of getting a guy who's under contract, by the way, for 4 more years, so or 3 more years. So that's a guy that you have for a while. You have a chance to really build something special with him and Cade. So I would absolutely do it. Almost name your price at this point to get Devin Booker to Detroit. And I've been calling for it for over a year now. So I think it's something that's potentially in play, but we'll see. Other teams can offer a better package, so we'll see.
Shout out to, I just lost it right here. Ed O'Neill says, anyone else excited to watch a Lions/Bears game with a fully healthy Lions O-line? Both times we played them, we had at least 2 guys missing. Was it 2 guys both times?
Fuck the Bears.
I know it was at least 1 guy for each time for sure. Alyssa, if you're the real Alyssa, and that is true, yeah, we were actually talking about you being kind of attractive.
Pretty hot.
You're definitely talking about you being hot. Eduardo O'Neal. The thing about the NFL, though, you just never know who's going to be available and healthy. But I think the Bears are prepared to stop our offense either way. Again, obviously them getting in the middle of the line and forcing Goff to make some Goff mistakes helped them out a little bit there. But again, they built that defense to stop what we do offensively. If not tailored for that, like specifically, at least they have the tools to do it. Again, with the middle linebacker, the safeties, and now Jalen Johnson you can throw in there too. Obviously picked off Goff the first time.
Spencer Torkelson worked the count full after falling behind 0-2. It's now 3-2. 1 man out. Runners at second and third in the top of the first. Tigers have a 1-0 lead thanks to the Riley Green RBI double. Here's the pitch. Torkelson bounces it in the hole, scores a run, out at first. Sacrifice. I mean, hey, I'll take it. You scored a run. You already got more runs in the first inning than you did all last game. 2-0 Tigers on a Torkelson ground out. Scored Mark Canha from third. I'll take it. At least put the ball in play.
We will take that from Torque right there, but obviously the expectations are just so much more. The amount of times he has hit lazy ground balls to shortstop, pop outs to foul on the first base side, third base side that aren't even in play. Torkelson is just not him right now. I have no idea what's going on with him. Thankfully, that ball was deep enough where he was able to score the run, but I mean, it's just a shame what's happening with our number 1 overall pick and former top prospect.
Why is
Spencer
Jake
Torkelson
Rogers batting in the fucking 6 hole?
Against a lefty, maybe, but he has what, 100 average.
You can't question Hinge.
I mean, if he gets a hit here, I'll forget about it. But like, no, he just struck out on 3 pitches. What the fuck?
None of them are getting hits.
Definitely not Jake Rogers. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Bro, you don't even watch baseball. Relax. Not even a baseball fan.
That'll do it. Appreciate you all tapping in the Lord Heavyweights.
Hey, what playoff games tonight?
I don't know.
New York. Do they send Philly home tonight?
Yes.
Do they send a beat home?
Jalen Brunson 50.
It's
Milwaukee
in
tonight
New
too?
York. I believe Milwaukee, Indiana is the other game. Give me 1 second.
You hear Embiid has no pressure on him going into Game 5.
Dude,
I mean, bro, he's a millionaire regardless.
Yeah, he chokes every year anyways. So
Yeah.
what would it matter
Exactly.
if he doesn't?
Yeah.
I do agree with that narrative, but
I
do agree with that narrative, but I do also disagree. Like I think both things are true. He
are
does
the Mavs
choke
on tonight?
and he's hurt. No, that's tomorrow. I checked that. I know. I can't wait. I can't wait.
That fit though, Chris.
Easy. Alyssa followed you, so look out. And fellas, tuning in.
Damn, you didn't follow me, Alyssa?
Get
Not
ready
welcome
for the
on the show.
No one ever follows me.
I know. What the
so
fuck,
salty.
dude? Shit pisses me off. All right, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, tell your friends.
Shout out
for
chat.
Eazy, for Nick, for Chris, I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Oh shit, was the real hurt.
Shout out chat.